Hey, this is Mr. Coker with Foundations of Algebra, Lesson 34, Multiplying Radicals. So, when we're talking about multiplying radicals, we're talking about multiplying some combination of numbers. Usually you have numbers not in a square root, along with numbers which are in a square root, and they're all being multiplied together. So doing this, it's simple multiplication with one extra kind of concept, and that is simplifying the square roots in addition to just multiplying. So when we are doing a problem like this, we have 2 root 10 times 5 root 6. Right away, the first step is super easy. We take our numbers that are not in a square root, that are just regular constant numbers, not in a square root, and we multiply those together. 2 times 5, of course, is 10. And then we take the numbers which are in a square root of 10 times square root of 6. Now, if you just solve 10 times 6, of course that is 60. If you see square root of 10 times square root of 6, well, that's just going to be square root of 60. So, easy problem to start with. 2 times 5 is 10. Square root of 10 times square root of 6 is the square root of 60. Now, the only part of this that usually can cause a challenge is in simplifying the square root. So, when we're simplifying the square root, and I did a video on simplifying square roots, in fact 2 of them, when we are simplifying square roots, we're breaking this number down into a perfect square, and the largest perfect square, and an imperfect square, which are factors of 60. And in this case, we can go through mentally the different square roots, and the largest number that's going to be a perfect square that is a square root of 60 is, I'm going to draw a little miniature factor tree, it's going to be square root of 4 times square root of 15. So 4 is a perfect square and 15 is not. There's no larger, also 15 can't be broken down. It's not a prime number, but it can be broken into 3 times 5, and neither of those, of course, are perfect squares. So these are the 2 numbers we're looking for. The square root of 4, of course, is 2. And if we're simplifying the square root, now we have square root of 60 has been turned into 2 times the square root of 15. We're not done, though, because we have this guy, 10. Now remember, that 10 was unaffected. When we changed the square root of 60, all we did was simplify that number. We didn't affect the 10, so that's still part of our problem. So we're going to take the 10 that we already had, multiply it by 2. I'm going to write the answer out here because I have all this nice blank white space. We're going to take the 10 times 2 and get 20 root 15 and then we're finished, and then that is the final answer. So multiplying radicals, it's not a difficult concept, but it's one that can be a little bit confusing if you just look at this problem and you don't know the rules. So now you know them, so thanks for watching.